Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to TerraGenesis. For those of you joining me for the first time ever, my name is Sabouts, and for those of you returning to my channel for another series, I'd like to welcome you back. And TerraGenesis is a game that I have covered on my channel previously in the past. I did a TerraGenesis Mars playthrough, that was my first one ever, and then I did a TerraGenesis Venus playthrough. At the end of the Venus playthrough, I asked you guys, the viewers, what you would like to see me play next, and out of all of the planets available, one of the most highly requested ones that continued to come up was Earth. So I decided we're going to jump in and play as Earth. Now, Earth is pretty unique the way that it's played. It's a lot different than the other planets. Starting out here in the beginning, you can see there's our Venus playthrough there. Mars is kind of messed up because I never actually paused it after I finished the playthrough, so it ended up turning into a gas giant, and then I just reset it so it looks normal here. But yeah, Mars was all jacked up, but you can see our Venus there. It looks pretty good looking Venus. But yes, we'll be playing as Earth. Now, you might be asking yourself if this is your first time seeing this game, or if you've never even played it before, or maybe you've never played as Earth in TerraGenesis, but the planet's already perfect. It's blue, and it's got green, and it's perfect. What could we possibly be doing terraforming Earth? And that's a great question. We're actually going to jump into the planet here and take a look at what we're up against. So I already had a game going here because I was testing it out, as you guys might notice in the title, or then any of you have watched my series in the past. I always play my planets on the hardest difficulty, so I always like to jump in and see what I'm up against before I actually get in there. So I'm actually going to read this here. It says, Earth is the cradle of civilization and the only known home of life in the universe, but it is under threat. Climate change is altering our planet rapidly, and the effects are accelerating. In order to save our world, you must slow the increase of atmospheric gases and return the planet to a stable, sustainable pattern, preferably before any massive ecological die-offs or societal collapse. So we're going to go ahead and start a new game. I will once again be using the Horizon Corporation. This is generally my favorite ones to use, but in this particular playthrough, the Horizon Corporation is actually going to play a very important role for helping us actually succeed in playing as Earth. And you'll see how that actually comes into effect once we get into the game. As always, we'll be playing on Expert, and we will be playing with Biospheres. Let's begin the game. Now, once we get in here, we'll spend the first episode going over what we're actually up against in terms of Earth. Now, I'm going to go ahead and pause this here. And I don't normally do this, but with Earth, it's very important to do this because you're actually essentially being timed. So, real quickly, let's jump into the summary. Now, looking at this chart here, everything looks pretty good. There's nothing here that's off, but once we start going down the list here, it's going to paint a little bit of a more grim story. Now, starting at the heat here, you'll be able to see that we have climate change happening. So we've got an increase in temperature. There's 4,600 of it being retained by the atmosphere, and this number is going to start climbing up. The goal is to be at 287,000 millikelvins here, and we are at that goal. We're a little bit over just because we are on pause, but we're going to be raising by 10 every tick here. So we're going to have to cancel this out as quick as possible. Going into pressure, nothing wrong here yet. Yet, mind you, I say. Oxygen, same thing. We're looking pretty good. It looks like maybe it's going up a little bit. We'll have to take a look at this actually. And water here, we do have global warming increasing, and we've got increasing the water amount here, and we've got a bunch frozen in ice. So the planet's actually going to be completely submerged in water if we don't do something about that. But the other most important thing here is population, first of all, increasing rapidly. I've got to pause so you can't see it, but it's a lot. And maintenance here is we're super in the negatives for money. And you can't see it here until I unpause, but just trust me when I say that the amount of money we're hemorrhaging is just astronomical. We've got to turn that around as quick as possible. Now, because we don't turn it around, we're going to go bankrupt, and then we're never going to be able to build anything or research anything to fix the planet. Now, if we look at colonies, we'll see why. We already have all these pre-built colonies, and they've got their respective populations. And they're basically just broken down by either continents or sections of the continent. You got like Northern Africa, Southern Africa, Central Asia, Eastern, Southern Asia, etc., Oceania. So it's all kind of broken down into different regions of the world. We don't have any outposts, so we're not actually producing any income in terms of mining. So we are negative in the hole. And that's why I don't want to unpause, because the first like 15 minutes of the game, while you're setting everything up, is the most critical, because you are bleeding money fast. Okay. So first things first, we have to get the temperature under control. That's that's one of the first things that are extremely important. Actually, honestly, what's more important than the temperature is getting money under control, because we can't do anything without money. So let's start there. Let's start with money. So we're going to have to find some outposts here, and it's going to cost us money to find outposts. And we do have to unpause the game to actually do all of this, which means we're going to be hemorrhaging money as we're doing it. So let's go ahead and unpause. Go in the colonies. And that's why this is actually one of the hardest plans, because you're racing against the clock and you can lose because you can run out of money, right? So we'll go ahead. We're going to pick by elevation. Not that it matters that much, but we do want to have outposts that are in higher regions. So if the water table does go up, we don't completely lose all of our money sources. So we'll put one here up north, and we will start immediately mining on that one. Actually, let's take a look now real quick. Just briefly, I want to glance so you can see how bad it is at our money situation. Once we get money taken care of, we can get everything else taken care of. We're negative 44,000. It's a lot. We got to turn that around. Hopefully we get some events here that'll cause us to be able to turn it around a little bit. But yeah, let's focus on the outpost first. Actually, before I do that, why don't we go ahead and grab some research for better mining. We can grab it down here, some mining resources. We'll go ahead and pick up iron, because that'll help us make a little bit more additional income. We could pick up silver as well. We might be pushing it on silver. Let's hold off and just see what we can find for carbon and iron. I want to try to turn this around very quickly. We don't got a lot of time to do it. So let's go ahead and build a new mine here. All right, we're going to be searching for, let's just go ahead and search rate for iron and see if we can find any large reserves that might make us some quick cash. So we do have snow up here, and it doesn't seem like I'm going to find anything. Right there's not bad, so let's establish that mine. It's only going to be 100,000 credits. So that's 689, but that's not even close to putting us out of debt here, or even getting us any type of surplus. And for iron, it seems like we're having difficulty finding anything else. We'll check the snow. Ooh, right there, though. That's pretty good. There's a little bit more there, but it gets more expensive to build these mines as we build them. Each one you build is a little bit more money. Okay, that's the only other one. Let's see what we can do for carbon real quick. I might still pick up silver. I haven't decided. That's pretty good for carbon, so let's grab that one. Carbon, though, really doesn't give you anything. If we can get like a really high carbon. Like that there. There we go. All right, let's jump out real quick. I think I am going to go for the next tier 6. Yeah, I think I am going to spend the extra 4 million. It's a lot of money to drop this early on. But we're really going to need it. So let's grab silver there. That only leaves us 2 million. I got to build one more outpost, but we're first going to check and see if we can get silver here. We may have to lose some population to be able to turn this around as well. There we go. Cost us a lot of money. Got us almost 4,000 there, though. Now I can find a new outpost, but it would cost... Nope, we actually don't even have the money for a new outpost. So we're basically just trying to get this as much as possible. I don't think we're going to get any more here. And that's fine. That's fine. Ooh, it was even better right there, but I can grab that up later. Wow, that I've never seen anything like that. That'd be great. But yeah, we can get that one later. Let's just let these ones run for now. Now we can actually upgrade these and we can make them mine faster. I normally don't care about this, but in this instance, it's actually pretty important to upgrade these so we can max these as much as possible and try and get us out of the negative. But before I do that, and before we run out of money, let's at least grab the cooling plant research and rush that. That only leaves us 414,000, but at least it's enough that we can probably go ahead and build something here to turn that around. So a new music style is gaining popularity in Eastern Europe. If we get the local government to endorse and promote it, we can bring in worth of revenue. If we let develop organically, we'll get a free culture point. Normally I want the culture points, but in this instance, I'm going to promote it so we can get the additional revenue to try and turn this around. So right now it's looking at... It's still probably horrible, yeah, negative 33,000, but the local music genre actually turning 4,000 in credits, so that's really good. We can see where we're hemorrhaging money. It's all population maintenance. Oh, and in the Biosphere. Ooh, we're bleeding a lot of money in the Biosphere. We're going to have to take a look at that. We can probably turn a lot of that around by messing with the Biosphere. Now, the reason I picked the Horizon Corporation... and if it's not obvious now, it should be, is because of the money situation. The Horizon Corporation has a very large bonus to wealth. Starting out, we actually get plus 15% financial growth and plus 30% financial growth for values and for government. So we're getting all of that financial growth, and that's going to help us be able to try to turn a lot of this around. Now, we have 4 culture points here, and I really would like to, as opposed to being independent on other planets, with victory on Earth is whether or not you're divided or united. So as you spend culture points, you get closer to being united. Think of it as a one-world government, essentially. Now, it's tough, because I like to spend all of my culture points into trying to become united or independent or whatever. But in this instance, we really need the financial growth. I think I'm going to hold off, though, just a little bit. Let's see, $380. I'm thinking about speeding up that research. I don't know if I have enough to even build cooling plants at this point. Let's try and turn this around. Let's take a look at the Biosphere. So we're spending money on species, and it's probably because we are either calling or promoting species, and I might be able to mess around with some of this, see if I can get it to turn around. So we've got healthy for a lot of these. It's pretty good. We don't want to mess with any of those. If they're healthy, they're healthy. We're mainly looking for things that might be rampant. These are all healthy right now. They might not be for long, though. The game definitely runs a little bit slower on Earth, I will say that. Oh, these are all healthy too, so all these plants are healthy. There's a lot of plants here. Like a lot. How about herbivores? This all looks pretty good too. I think carnivores are some rampant. Yes, okay. We've got 3 rampant carnivores. Wow, we got more than that. Okay, so all the carnivores are the ones going rampant. Let's see if we're promoting anything here. Because then we can cut some of these down and that would save us some money. No conservation there. So are any of these have conservation? I didn't check when I was doing my practice run. But I saw we were spending money someplace here. Maybe just some of these animals are costing us money. And that's pretty normal for some of this. What we'll probably do then, I don't want to spend any money on these, and I don't have any ability to alter these, so we'll just leave this alone for now. We've still got 380,000 credits. Where can we... We can either speed up our research and try to build that. I think that's what we should do. Okay, let's go ahead and unpause. I've got 14 points here. And I should have some GPs actually on Venus. And we'll go ahead and import those from my last game. We'd be crazy not to. So we'll take these Genesis points here. All right, let's go ahead and unpause and try to see if we can get the cooling plants real quick. We're going to actually use Genesis points to try to speed that up. We don't have any time to wait for the cooling plants to be done. Oh, I guess we already researched it. Oh, I spent the Genesis points without even thinking about it. So let's jump real quick. We'll actually stick to one area for now. We'll stick to North America. And let's get ourselves some cooling plants. So we can build one right now. That's it. That's all we can build. We're going to be out of money after that. We don't have any ability to build any more. Building this facility costs you, well, you currently only have 114,000. You can get more credits. We can actually use Genesis points to get more credits. So we could spend 5 and get 1,000,000 credits. That probably would be a smart idea, as we still have some income. Mind you, Genesis points are a big part of the game, so it's not like you're actually, I mean, you can buy Genesis points, but you can also acquire them. So it's a resource in the game. It's not like, you're buying your way to victory. Let's take a look at Rusty Bellows again. So 62, 64. I could upgrade some of these and get some of this a lot quicker. So 30,000, let's go ahead and do that. I want to spend at least every dime we have simply because, yeah, that's going to get that to 1,000 now. If we upgrade this, it only costs us 45,000 to get us to 59. We could probably upgrade it again to get even more. Oh, we only have 2,000 left. All right, let's see. Yeah, we're going broke quick. It's like up and down right now. Things are costing us money and we're making money. But how much money are we losing? 29,000 is a lot. All right, so we got facility maintenance, which isn't anything yet. Population maintenance is killing us. And then the Biosphere, which this is all... Okay, so it's actually algae that's costing us money. Yeast is costing us a lot of money, so let's go back and take a look at that. At least we're staying in the positive somewhat. But to actually start earning income is going to be a real pain. So yeast was one of them. Here it is. And I want to see... Yeah, so it's just costing us money because just the effects of it. It's got a high maintenance. Domesticated high metabolism is a fungus terrestrial microorganism. I don't dare get rid of any of these because at this point they're pretty healthy. So we'll leave the Biosphere as it is. We'll just have to fix the money situation without help from the Biosphere. We can get some random events here that might help us. I think I am going to spend the culture points on trying to increase financial growth. I'm not concerned about population growth, so I think I'm going to go ahead and cut population growth and try and get additional financial growth. So let's spend 2 points there and see how that helps us. Next point's at 8 billion population. Yeah, we're really going to have a hard time there. Satellites have discovered a massive incoming meteorite that will impact Earth within days. Too late to divert it entirely, but our scientists have proposed a unique solution. Rather than let it impact, we could nudge it, aerobreak it through the atmosphere, releasing water and oxygen as it burns up and leaving the pressure unchanged. Either way, we expect no damage from the collision. Yikes. I guess let it crash. We took a little bit of pressure, but pressure we can handle. We're already getting water from the global warming, so I don't want to have an issue with any more water. I'd rather take the additional pressure because we're not gaining pressure, right? But I don't want to be gaining water because we're already gaining water. 143 actually a minute. Oxygen, we're starting to gain as well. Oh, our ecosystem. Our ecosystem is dumping all sorts of oxygen in. Is it just the ecosystem? Plus 26. We got to cancel that out and then cancel out the 10 additional. Yikes, this plant's going to be hard to balance. Well, either way, we're going to go ahead and leave it off here since we're out of time. I'm going to pause this because of the type of planet it is. I definitely don't want to take any risks. And then we'll come back and we'll keep messing around with it. I feel like this planet's definitely not beatable if you don't spend your Genesis points that you acquire through ads and your other planets. If you don't spend those on credits, you're not going to balance your economy. I don't care what you do. There's no early game strategy that's going to balance that number, that negative 33,000 or whatever. I mean, you start higher than that. You start with like negative 50,000. So we'll probably go ahead and try and get some additional credits that we can throw around in the next episode and see where it can take us. But yeah, going to definitely be a hard challenge, but I'm looking forward to it. So I hope you guys are as well. If this is your first time watching TerraGenesis on my channel, please consider leaving a like. Lets me know that you guys want to see more TerraGenesis content. And also comment below, let me know what you think of the series. And if you're new here, definitely consider subscribing. It'll help you keep up to date with new TerraGenesis videos that I release in the future. With that being said, I want to thank you all for joining me. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I look forward to seeing you next time.